Okay. BRB. So hi guys. So we're possibly getting dressed on Friday, huh? Interesting. Very interesting. So let's talk about spam. So that's what Heartbeat told us, to use up the Tiamat and Grammy passes while we can, because they won't be useful anymore. They'll just be sitting in your inventory. So use them while we can. That's why she said to use them while we can. If you want to, stack up on mutant pills. If you want to, though. PNA level is about to be entirely different. That's another thing. PNA level is about to be entirely different for new people. So that's another thing to let you guys know about. So anyone who haven't got to level 900, aka level 100 on all 9 damage types, you might struggle a little bit more. We're about to get hit bad on income, so you will start to notice that prices will start to go down, and people start to get more desperate because they're used to the old ways that we have to get ED and so forth. Yeah, so over time prices might go down, but it depends. It depends on what stays and what goes. I'm not quite if you want my guess, I think we're gonna get a lot of things cut down. So we won't be able to make as much ED as before. Oh, by the way, there is good news. Y'all know how we've been doing like 25 characters? No, I'm kidding. 21 characters. I've been doing 9 characters for weeklies and dailies. Well, now they put a hard cap on that, so it's going to be possibly like maybe 2 or 3. Maybe. They might have to make some changes to Code Alchemy as we go along too, so do expect that somebody will possibly make some suggestions for Code Alchemy so we can, keep our resources coming along, since, well, we're about to enter somewhat of a hard mode. We're possibly going to get more time gated than before, because truth be told, we have all been speedrunning. We have all, as in every server, we have all been speedrunning, our progression and everything to get done ASAP and everything, and they want us to enjoy the game. Or at least that's probably what came across their mind as they thought of this and agreed with this, because we have been somewhat rushing through this, and you know how people be on KR servers and everything. They want more things to do, and yeah, so we all gotta suffer because of that. No offense to y'all in KR, but we all suffer when you guys yeah. And yes, I'm well aware of the network chat. Yes, I see the shenanigans. in the network chat. So anywho, like I was saying, just giving y'all my 2 cents, because why not? Also, I'm back from vacation. You probably already guessed. But yes, I'm back from my vacation. The rest of my vacation on Redfest went pretty well. I got the 10 mil CP. I'm currently grinding Submerged of Abyss. I need to work on the stages and stuff, so I'm finished. Well, not really finishing up because I gotta get started on my Ezekiel gear. So that's another thing. I gotta juggle between Rift and CC. But I'm about to shift my focus from Rift to CC since we're about to get to the event. I did say that I did say that I wanted to take a good break from CC and everything, because you know everybody been pushing for me to do so and blah blah blah. So I'm back from my break, so now it's back to grinding and so forth and preparing. I'm already somewhat prepared, even if it doesn't look like it. Even though it don't look like it, I am somewhat prepared. Somewhat. For the most part, I'm prepared. For the most part. I saw that prices went up. I also saw that prices went up and people were trying to sell for absurd prices while I was gone. Oh yeah, I peeped that. When I came back to the CC, because when everything happened, I left the CC Discord so that I could freely enjoy. I wasn't going to just like leave forever, although I was kind of thinking of it at the time, but I was just like, just relax, let's not do anything rash, let's just leave until I'm done with my vacation. And then I was talking with Yumi and everything, and Yumi was like, take all the time you need. So I listened to what Yumi said and took that to heart, and then I was like, you know what, Yumi's right, I should take as long as I need to. And thanks to the CC staff actually taking their time, because they actually took their time with this. Thank you. That's what I wanted. I wanted them to actually take their time with this and prepare so there'll be less bugs as possible. So with that, with them doing that, thank you. I was able to enjoy the rest of my break and stuff, and now I'm back, and yeah, I feel better. I feel better. I feel charged. I feel okay. I'm questioning why somebody tried to sacrifice Nock for Triss. I don't think that's how you do it, but okay, go on. But yeah, for the most part, I'm okay. I've been doing okay. I've been chilling with hubby. So that's been well. I've been relaxing with him, spending time with him and his friends. His friends are wild, but they're doable. They're okay for the most part. They're actually nice to me too, so that's another thing. They're nice. They're nice people. I just don't want to mess anything up with them, because you know I'd be known as a troublemaker and everything, and that's not what I had planned. So yeah, trying to behave as best as I can for his sake. Well, for both of our sake, really. So other than that, I've been okay. I've been chilling. Well, before everything happened, before that small little misunderstanding happened, I was actually trying to check up on the server and everything, and still watch from afar, even though I was taking my break from Rift. But after that, after what happened, I misunderstood. I was just like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna just leave the Discord server so I can actually enjoy my vacation, and then come back when I'm done and everything. And here we are. So yeah, now that we got that out of the way, Triss. So I thought I had a conversation in CC General, and I was in a conversation where I inserted myself, and I actually thought that Triss was probably going to be as strong as, you know, Harpy and Selby and everything, but come to find out that's the exact opposite, which actually surprised me, because here's why. Usually when new characters come out, they're like absurdly broken to the point where people want to play them, because you know people follow meta and so forth. See, I know how Harpy and Selby were the two strongest for a long time and everything. Yeah, that. And then y'all saw how many people were flocking towards Selby and Harpy, but they flocked more towards Selby because they felt like Selby was easier to play. Y'all notice all that? Okay. So I thought that was also gonna be the she actually feels wonky. Well, chunky to play. So some people's opinions might be swayed by that, but come to find out, KO was like, oh, don't worry, we got you. We're gonna do a little balance patch to make her feel smoother and so forth. And then y'all know the usual usual buy shenanigans and back and forth change, and you know that part. So it's good they made that patch for Triss, because you don't want to be like Lucy. And then you know how people were like with Lucy and everything. Like of course they did the moving. Of course they did the moving to Lucy, but like once they found out that she was chunky, and then Hypnotic didn't really fix that, so people levitated away from Lucy not too long after she was released. But then when it was the same thing for Irie. There were people who were playing Irie when she came out, and kind of found out that she wasn't people's cup of tea, because not only that she moves around a lot, like a lot, she's very mobile. She's a very mobile character. She moves around like a lot. But she also felt a little chunky for people too, and then people kind of found her boring and everything. People were more drawn to her chest area and how big her chest area was. The usual. Yeah, the usual. And then once they realized, all she's got to show for her is, all she's got to show is her chest. We're still referring to Irie. They was like, well, okay, that's our old characters and so forth and blah blah blah. But some people still stayed because they actually did like her playstyle and her fashion and so forth. Now the prices, we can talk about the prices. Oh, you know how them prices went. Hell, I had to raise hell about it, because like, why? Someone back like, well, we shouldn't no, you don't understand. You want the character to be enjoyable for everyone. Y'all saw how during the Irie arc, nobody wanted to play Irie. You saw people quitting because of the prices. You don't want to be the reason why people quit that character. I know the people who did that don't care. They just want to do that out of spite and everything. But still, at the same time, there's such thing as karma. Yes, there is such thing as karma. So then we move to the Irie. Not Irie. Let's move to the Rhea arc. There we go. So the Rhea arc went pretty well, because Rhea was put in the buy gacha group, and thankfully people who were pulling for buy and everything, me included, were able to keep the Rhea prices somewhat low. Some people were still willing to pay like a lot for Rhea pieces, but for the most part, y'all notice that Rhea's prices stayed low, and especially for the gacha release, it stayed low. Y'all notice that? It stayed low. Now, how do you think it's gonna go for Triss? It's gonna stay high. It's gonna be high. You wanna know why it's gonna be high? Because people still feel some type of way towards mirror names. So it's possibly going to be high. People are going to take advantage of that. Because y'all know that I be on it when it comes to buy prices and so forth. That includes Yunha, Lucy, Rhea especially. Because I made sure to the best of my ability that everybody was set when it came to Rhea prices, so they wouldn't have to go through the same thing that people were going through with the Irie prices. Y'all notice that people started staying away from Irie because people kept being spiteful and trying to charge high. For example, 5 bill prices for full, 7 bill prices for full, and so forth. And then there were some people who were actually stupid enough to buy for that and overpaying when they shouldn't have to. And I got on those people. And like I said, you'll notice that during the Rhea craze, the prices stayed somewhat low, because there was not only a whole bunch of suppliers and so forth, and then people were actually trying to rip off people for buy. They tried to, but y'all notice I shut that down. Yeah. Not possibly. I'm gonna say 70% is 70% of a chance that won't go so well for Triss. Some people are going, not some, a lot of people are going to try to rip people off for Triss. I will be pulling for buy. I won't be able to save. I won't be able to save people when Trish shows up. And they're gonna ask me, but I'm just gonna let y'all know. I'm gonna stick to pulling for buy for the most part. I won't be able to save y'all all the time for Triss. I don't really have characters in Triss's group to really pull. So if I'm correct, Triss will go in Seha's group along where Leader is and so forth. It's more proactive that way. So there's no surprise. I'm not gonna be able to save it off with Triss prices for the most part. Just gonna put that out there. I won't be able to. Then not only that, we can talk about the pet gacha and so forth, because it's gonna be no surprise that the pet prices are gonna be absurdly high. Well, y'all might feel some type of way grinding for the pet gacha. There's gonna be a few people trying to take about that part. If I'm to give y'all an educated guess of how that's going to go, you're better off pulling yourself, because more people are going to be more focused on trying to get the new summer gacha. Two, they're going to see that as a chance to rip off people. So if I'm to give y'all estimated prices on some pets, Nah. Actually, nah, because I do want to look out for y'all. Fodder pets, let's say pets that when you dismantle, they give 25 cores. Let's say they could be 25, 30 mil each, up to 50 mil each. Anything that's around like 100, that's just somebody trying to rip you off. The elite pets, let's say Sifrid, Lovely Yard, and so forth, those would be like 70 mil through 90 mil, depending on the seller. Stuff like Asmodeus, Omega Knight, Mega Knight, Gomery even. Stuff that's not like, around those pets, like Gomery, Omega Knight, Asmodeus, trying to remember everyone. Those are supposed to be like 100 to 120, 130 being the highest. Stuff like Bastet, Lilim, Lucifer, trying to remember off my head. Stuff like that should be like around 150, 160 possibly. Then you have stuff like Astaroth, because you actually use that. Astaroth, Yodo, it's supposed to be around like 150 to 200. And then you have stuff like Young Eye, Harpus. Young Eye should probably be around 180 to 200. Stuff like Harpus, 200 to 300. I would not be surprised if I see around 350, but for the most part, the average price should be 200 to 300. Stuff like Buihihi, Sturdy, Sui should be around like, Adult Gram should be really 300 to 500, but expect them to try to charge y'all like 500 to 700. They're gonna try. I'm gonna give y'all a heads up. They're gonna try. Yeah, for the ones who actually can come out this and stay for the information, everything, and listen in, y'all know they're gonna try. They're gonna try to rip y'all off and try to sell for like $1 bill and everything. It's not that. Yeah, the adult gram, the one for like the ESP farm and everything, that shit's supposed to be like, really, 400 to 600 or whatever. They're gonna try to charge y'all for like $1 bill plus, but it's actually 400 to 600. If I had to argue, 450 to 700. But they're gonna try to charge y'all like the $1 bill plus. Don't fall for that shit. Don't fall for it. Now, Bohihi, started, especially started because, you know, people still gonna be grinding for like Dragon King cores and everything. So they're gonna use either a Stardy or Astaroth. It should be around, really like, because you can actually breeze through Asmodeus, but like some people haven't really cleared the 21k, so some people are actually gonna need that, or they're just gonna settle for Asmodeus or Flop. Most likely Asmodeus, because Flop can only get so much. If I had to give y'all estimated, I would say 700 for Bohihi. They're gonna look at me shocked like, what? What she say? Stardy and Bohihi, as well as Sui, because Sui, 700 mil to $1 bill. And they're like, what the fuck did she just say? Yeah. What about Flame Starter? Easily $1 bill. Easily $1 bill, because, you know, people like TCP and so forth. Yeah, I know how these people are with TCP. So expect it to be around like $1 bill to 1.2 bill. It really should be like 800 mil to $1 bill, but go off, I guess. Should be a little over, if you want to, a little over 1.1 bill. But y'all know people are gonna try to sell that shit for 1.5 to 2 bill. People have been trying to rip people off from the black market. That's what I'm telling y'all prices. But what about the new wild pet? Should be 2 bill, really. Cause we're gonna be spamming the fuck out of that shit. Oh yeah, we're gonna be spamming the fuck out of that shit. Should be, if I had to tell you the lowest price it should be, lowest price it should be is 1.5 bill to 2 bill. But y'all know they're gonna try to charge like 3 bill. Y'all know they're gonna try to charge y'all like 3 bill. Don't fall for it. Patience is key. Patience is key. You're better off pulling yourself or being patient. I understand the craze. I understand the impulsive. Patience is key. But it should be around like, lowest should be 1.5 bill. Average should be like 2 bill. Because this came out. Keep in mind, it will be just coming out. But some of these people are going to try to charge y'all like 2 bill plus, most being 3 bill. Some stupid ass is going to be like, buying it for 4 bill. Do not fall for it. Just let them get their pet first. Wait until someone else. Do not fall for it. Let them rip each other off, okay? Y'all still here? Cool. Let them rip each other off. We here are going to know the actual prices. Let them rip each other off, okay? Y'all know the drill. Let them rip each other off. You don't have to fall. You don't have to go in between the. I mean, unless if you really need money, by all means. But other than that, you don't have to fall for them. Let them rip each other off, okay? What about receivers? New receivers. Whoo, child. Y'all expect that shit to be like, because we're going to be dropping that shit like crazy. When we come out, we're going to be dropping that shit like crazy. So it won't be like what happened when Flame King first came out. I know y'all remember what happened when Flame King first came out. Y'all remember those 20 bill air amps sold for 100 PGC before PGC selling, buying, trading got banned? Oh yeah, I'm never going to let that go. We are going to remember that. Nah, I'ma never let y'all forget that shit. I can't believe they let that happen. I can't believe they let that get that far. I really can't believe they let them get that far. I'm never gonna let them forget that. Nah, that's one of the biggest mistakes they made. Y'all remember having to possibly pay 15 bill for air amp. Now, so what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen this time? Because the runs are gonna be shorter. It won't be cutscenes 24/7 just like Flame King. The runs are actually gonna be shorter. So it's a possibility that the max price is gonna be possibly for like a receiver. I could be wrong, but I'm making an educated guess. 7 bill. Did you just say 7 bill? Remember, the content is going to just come out, so expect to see possibly an air amp, because everybody's going to be trying to get air amp. Everybody and their mother is going to be trying to aim for air amp. Some will aim for back amp. Maybe a few will aim for a chase amp. If I'm going to give y'all educated guesses, expect the air amp to be somewhere around like 7 bill, give or take. Might be lower. I hope it's lower. I hope I'm wrong and it's lower. Back amp is probably going to be like 5 bill, 4 bill, 4 to 5 bill. Please let me be wrong and let it be lower. And then chase amp is probably going to be like 3 bill, 3 to 4 bill, somewhere around there. I really hope it's lower. But considering people are now just starting to figure out that there are actually characters that can go for chase and everything, it might be a little higher. Because, you know, people used to go for chase if it broke, but some characters actually do benefit from chase. For example, Seha, because Seha is aerial and chase. Kind of find out you can go aerial and chase on Selby. That's a safer option. But if you really want to challenge or really want to do stuff, aerial and back. Yuri is aerial and chase. So if you can't go for an air amp, you can go for a chase. Jay is ABC, so he can go for either, which means he can also aim for chase. Tyne is ABC, so he can also go for chase if you really want to, if you can't afford aerial and back. Rhea is aerial and back, but if you want to go for chase, if you're too broke, you can go for it. Nata is surprisingly ABC, somewhat close to ABC, but you usually want to go for aerial and back for him, mostly back. Lita is ABC, so you can go for either. Harpy, you can go for aerial and chase, but they're going to tell you go aerial and back. Tina is back and chase. Well, kind of ABC a little bit, but Tina is back and chase, safest option. Violet is ABC. Wolf is AB. Luna can go aerial and chase. Soma can go aerial and chase. Go for chase. Luna, you can go for chase. Soma, definitely go for chase. Definitely go for chase. Bai is mostly ABC, but please go get the back receiver for her. If you want to, you can aim for air. You can aim for air for Bai. So aerial or back, I'll be going for the back one. No secret there. Of course, I'm going for the back one. Y'all can literally look at my TCP rank. Y'all can literally look at my TCP build. I have the back receiver. Seth is surprisingly ABC. Did you say what now? Seth is ABC. Say that one more time. Seth is ABC. Yes, Seth is ABC. But you can go for chase. Chosu is ABC. Mirai is aerial and back. Now that's shocking, y'all. Yunha is aerial and chase. I thought she was aerial and chase. Some people go for that because they like the challenge and they can actually manually proc it pretty well. But for the most part, Yunha is aerial and chase. She benefits more from aerial and chase. Lucy is ABC. No surprise there. Yes, Lucy is ABC. Ivy is aerial and back. Well then, what's Triss? Aerial and chase. Yes, Triss is aerial and chase. I mean, if you want to go back for her, by all means. But yes, Triss is aerial and chase. Probably shock a whole lot of people. But yes, you can go for chase on Triss. I got a friend who can actually hop on Korean. He understands Korean. And yes, you can go for chase on Triss. Aerial and chase. Yep, aerial and chase. Shocking, I know. So, now that y'all know who's aerial, who's back, who's chase, who to go for, and so forth, that's cool. Okay, possible prices for receivers, so that should be no surprise. And I know the prices for, the actual prices for pets. Y'all can move and maneuver with that. Some of y'all gonna be looking at me side-eye, but that's fine. 2 cents on everything. Is there anything else I want to add? Anything else I want to add? What else do I want to add? I haven't talked about EX tunes and possible enhancing costs, tuning costs, EX tunes. Gotta talk about that. Yeah, I know this receiver also gonna have EX tunes, right? So, but essentially speaking, we can put EX tunes on all 3 of our mods: receiver, triggers, trinkets. So expect the new weapon that we're possibly going to get, like later on, possibly maybe next year or whatever, that's gonna have EX tunes too. So try not to let it drive y'all too crazy. Cause I know it's gonna drive some of y'all crazy. Try not to let it drive y'all too crazy. Okay? Try not to let it drive y'all too crazy. But what should we do with the EX tunes in the summer event? Well, if y'all missing some EX tunes, because I know we got in total how many EX tunes we got worried about? 4. Because we got 3 models and 1 core that has skill tunes on. So, excuse me while I do head math. Hold on, let me do head math. 4 plus 9, because 4 lines on model. 4 plus 9, 4, because there's 5 total tunes on a weapon, minus 1 for a skill, because you need 1 for the skill tune for a weapon. 4. Then models have 4 lines, so 1, because he's got to save 1 for skill tunes. 3 times 3 is 9, so 4 plus 9 is 13. Then you have the 4 lines on receiver. 13 plus 4 is 17. Then you have the 4 lines on the 3 triggers. 3 times 4 is 12. So 4, 13, 17. 17 plus 12, 29. Okay. Now you have the 4 lines on 6 trinkets. So 4 times 6 is 24. 24 plus 17 is 41, I believe. Someone probably will get a different number, but I believe it's 41. Yeah, it's 41 in total. 24 plus 17, right? Pause. Redo that. Back up. 17. Okay. 17. That's receiver. 17. 29. 24. Okay. 3 carry to 1. 29, 24, 50. Okay, 50 right there. And then 53. 53 tunes in total. We have 53 tunes in total to worry about for EXing after we get this incoming weapon, which will probably be around maybe Christmas time next year, depending on what happens or what gets released during time. But in total, we'll have at some point we'll have 53 tunes in total. Sorry, I had to do head math. I know, I'm weird. Y'all can lie. I know I'm weird. So yeah, 53 tunes in total. To worry about EXing. I know, 53. Like, why? Do you hate us? What did we do? This is why we shouldn't have memed so much. They listened to that meme and said, okay, let's do it. So they keep clowning so much, we'll give it something to cry about. So yeah, 53 EX tunes to worry about with this incoming weapon. Not incoming now, but it will be incoming possibly around Christmas time, maybe next year, probably around springtime. Depends. I'm guessing next year, because yeah. No, actually, you know what? It might be Christmas. They might be able to maneuver by Christmas time. So, but y'all get the point. So yeah. Soon, Next year, total of 53 ES tunes to worry about. We are going to be screaming. But it might be less. But if you're trying to, if you're trying to, go all the way and max out and see how much CCP you got 53 ES tunes to worry about once we get the new weapon and so forth. But for now, -4 because we're going to be stuck with the Dragon King for now. So 49. We currently will eventually have 49 EX tunes in total to worry about. For those who haven't got any EX tunes yet. Yes, it's 49. Yes, it's 49. It's 49. Here. See? So anywho, hope y'all have a fun time. During this summer event. Try not to drive yourselves insane too much. Good luck, and yeah, stay hydrated.